Well, I tell you what, I'm really excited about this conversation I'm getting ready to have with Wayne Winton. He's been a locksmith for several years and is also the founder of Locksmith Nation. So I'm really excited to have this conversation with him and really kind of dive into his history and how he became a locksmith. We'll talk about Locksmith Nation a little bit. It's going to be a really great conversation. I hope you enjoy. Mr. Wayne Winton, thank you for coming on today.
Hello, how are you today, PJ?
Good, good. So Wayne, I'm really interested in how you just became interested in locksmithing. I'm under the impression that you did not grow up into the business like I did.
No, I didn't actually grow up in the business. This trade is really like a hand-me-down kind of trade. It's usually, first, second, third generation and so on. I kind of landed here, and that's kind of why I get to be the black sheep of the industry sometimes. I was actually an equipment operator before this, worked out in the oil field and ran bulldozers, heavy equipment, stuff like that. And towards the end of the big recession for 2008, 2009, things just kind of ground to a halt, and this business had come up for sale. The original owner that started it, Tricounty Locksmith Service, wanted to retire. And so I landed into this saying, hey, my back hurts. Can't do that oil field stuff forever. It chews up young backs and spits them out, and wanted something a little more longevity wise. And this was it. So we took over the business, got 90 days training, which, is ludicrous in this industry if you think you're going to learn this in 90 days. But we got enough to get our feet wet and hit the ground running. And that's what's inspired me to do a lot of what I do today, to help other people out to get started in the industry, because we need skilled technicians in this industry for sure.
Absolutely. So to see if I kind of understand, so you were out working in the oil fields, operating equipment, and you were looking for something different, and then found an ad for the business type of thing, or did you hear about it? Or were you looking at other industries? Kind of fill me in on that.
It was really, really random. I was just one of those people that I never got laid off from any job ever. And then finally it came to be, and it was my time, and they just ran out of work for the construction industry. So, I told them, hey, if you guys lay me off, I'm not coming back. And it actually turned out to be a blessing in disguise. Saw this thing. It was on Craigslist, business for sale. And we had to move. I had to move my whole family and everybody. I didn't have to move too far. It was about an hour and a half. I was in Grand Junction, Colorado, and moved up to the Glenwood Springs area, which is kind of close to Aspen, central Colorado, really high-end area and high-end clientele. And that's where the business and the van and everything was for sale. And I was like, hey, if we're going to do something different and do something that I can do when I'm 80, this is it, So put it all in and jumped in both feet, held my nose, and we sink or swim. And obviously we decided to swim. So I'm here.
Awesome. So when you bought the business, you had to move about an hour and a half to be in that service area that the business covered.
Yep. I had to be fully committed, all in, move, get rid of the house, everything. I came up here and did the 90 days training in a motel room, and then moved my family up here and just flourished, learned how to be a locksmith and a business owner and a marketer and in a very, very short period of time. It was very difficult, to say the least, but I've just got that personality for it. Once I sink my teeth into something, there's nothing that's going to stop me.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well, yeah. Hey, that's really impressive, to take that leap of, wanting to buy a locksmithing business and then, traveling an hour and a half, get the 90-day training, which, as we all know, is not much. Nope. And then to move your family, I mean, that's quite the leap of faith, and the risk to take. So really happy that worked out for you.
We put it all on black and came up heads up. So here we are and ready to go. Now I've got 2 technicians. I've got an office person. I've got myself. I've got 3 service trucks. One of them's a big giant ambulance. It's just been really good, and things have been really good and flourishing. And just look forward to expanding and getting better and doing the social media marketing that we do and putting together the training programs that we put together and the groups, helping other locksmiths. That was the main reason of the limited amount of knowledge and the limited amount of resources in that era of 2012. They didn't have the groups. They had maybe ClearStar, Aloha. You had to join an association, get a magazine. That's where I got my education. I just read and buried my face in the articles, grabbed a hold of any piece of information that I could. Finally saved up enough money to go to a SAFTA convention for a week, which, as you know, I mean, it costs the average single business owner like $10,000 by the time you pay for classes, pay for food, hotel, flight, and then lose business for a week. If you make $1,000 a day and you're gone for 7 days, you just lost $7,000. So,
yeah.
That's why my heart and soul is dedicated to helping other people out. That's why we started the groups. That's why we put out the videos. That's why we put together the training programs and try and help people.
Sure. Yeah. So after the 90 days of the training, probably got to meet a few of your main customers at the time, right? That kind of stuff.
Yep.
Next thing you know, you're on your own now. Like, were you able to call this gal or gentleman for help at all? Or after that 90 days, was it kind of like a clean break?
He wanted to see his baby succeed. So he was available. He was going right into retirement. So obviously I didn't want to tap into that resource overly, too much, but he was there. He was there and available by phone to be able to do that kind of stuff. So yeah, I wasn't left completely hanging, but trust me, it was there wasn't a lot of resources at that time. There was a lot of banging my head up against the side of the van, trying to figure some stuff out that would be pretty common knowledge,
Sure, which totally makes sense because, I mean, at some point, like, if you call him for too many small little things, he's going to start answering the phone less and less, right?
Right.
So,
to really be in a jam. Plus, I'm just one of those people that's mechanical. If I take it apart and I see how it works, I'll be able to put it back together. If one's broke and there's another one on the building, I'll go tear the one that's working apart. I'll see how it works. We'll make the other one work if we can, or we'll see what the problem is, and we'll go ahead and repair it from there.
Okay, awesome. So you had the 90-day training. You could call them when you needed to, but you really kind of it sounds like you dove into the literature. You attended some, trainings or conventions, and then for the most part, just kind of self-taught through experience of what your customers kind of needed after that.
Yeah. There's a lot of different things for different areas. If you're in Las Vegas or you're in California or you're in certain towns, you're going to have to deal with a lot different hardware than say here, like Aspen, Colorado, for example. There's a ludicrous amount of some of the most complicated, obnoxious hardware that you've ever imagined. Multi-point hardware, this stuff that comes from the UK, the hoppy multi-point hardware. You got to pull up on the handle and pull this and turn this and the mortise body locks for giant doors. I mean, they build these houses like they're castles. Some of them have 5-6 inch thick doors, 13 feet tall, just crazy stuff that you're not going to go to Lowe's and find that, which it's a blessing and a curse because it's great for the locksmith because they need the homeowner's not going to be able to find any information on it. They're not going to be able to work on it. They're going to absolutely have to rely on a professional to do that. But then again, the resources that I'm going to have access to are going to be limited as well.
Sure. Absolutely. So started doing that now. Is your locksmithing business, is it a full service business or is there certain areas that you focus on more than other? Kind of explain to me your kind of perspective on that.
I don't do anything automotive. The original locksmith did quite a bit of automotive stuff, nothing with the, fobs and programmers and stuff, but he did a lot with, the older non coded or chipped keys or anything like that. And I just didn't like it. I didn't like taking apart the doors and little plastic clips break and, just all this little stuff. I didn't gravitate towards that. I gravitated towards the safe portion of the industry, and that's where I really focus everything on. There's another guy up here that does automotive stuff, so I just kick it all over to him. He doesn't want to do any safe stuff, so he just kicks it over to me. Just works really, really well. Nice small mountain town atmosphere. where we can all kind of get along and just help each other out. So I find the safe aspect more entertaining for me, and I just enjoy it more. I can work on a safe I just had one I had to work on for 2 days. And I enjoyed every minute of it. Put me in a car for 5 minutes and I'm not happy.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's, it's kind of a good thing to kind of build a local network, right, of different locksmithing businesses that at first glance might look like they're a competitor per se, but once you really start dialing in, right, you have your specialties, they have theirs, and
Right.
you're able to kind of have a good business relationship. Have you found that pretty beneficial?
Oh, absolutely. I couldn't imagine not having a support team around me. I use Jonathan Nolan with Reliant Security. He's back down in Grand Junction. We make an excellent team as far as electronic access goes. This guy is amazing what he can do with computers, technology, wiring, all that fun stuff. Building an entire system. We actually did a really big job. We did two car dealerships. 30 doors worth of electronic access in about 2 weeks. We pulled some 12, 14-hour days, just me and him, hustle, bustle, get it done. And we knocked it out of the park on that one. And there's no way I could have done that by myself. And then, my go-to stuff is I know how to mount hardware. We know how to cut in strikes. We know how to do the physical drilling, cutting, brute force type of things. And then he knows how to do a lot of the more delicate running wires, and actually plugging the whole system in and firing it up and logging it onto a network and getting the servers going and everything like that. And we just make an excellent team. Two completely separate businesses. We work together immaculately well, perfect. And then the other guy that I use, Brett with Flash Lock and Key, he does all the car stuff. So if I got a car, I just send it over to him, and we all work together. We make sure as a team that the community gets serviced.
Okay. That's great. That's really great. And what is the county size that you're in as far as that area?
It's pretty small. The coverage is Aspen, Glenwood Springs, Newcastle, Rifle, and then we're expanding out. Like I say, we'll go to Grand Junction. Grand Junction guy will come up here. I'll go as far as wherever the checkbook is, That's what I tell people. How far do you go? How big's your checkbook,
Yeah.
I've been over to Denver to go do stuff. Doing the safe opening and moving. We can open some of the most secure containers on the planet for jewelry stores and stuff. And, you can kind of count on one or two hands how many people can do that in the States. So we'll travel to go do that stuff, but we definitely charge for it.
Very cool. Very cool. So, so you have your locksmithing business, and that's Tricounty, right?
Yes.
And then years ago now, you started this formerly little Facebook group called Locksmith Nation.
Yes.
And, I'm really curious about when you did this, what was the initial intent? How did you think it was going to go?
Wow, I never wanted to start a group. I'll be 100% honest. The full backstory on that actually goes to a previous group before that. And this was again, probably right in that zone about 4 or 5 years ago, when I would actually be looking for a lot of this information. And then once I documented a lot of my information, I wanted to present that and help other people out. So we found this really active platform. It's very easy to upload a video. It's very easy to, post a video or a picture or something. It's very easy, and it's instant gratification. It's instant connection. You get a notification on your phone, and, you post something on there and you got, what's this key blank? What's this lock? You have 5 answers in under a minute. It is insane how fast and how powerful this program is. So I was actually part of a group called Locksmith Friends that was the original kind of big Facebook group. And they're still out there, and they're still going. But what happened is it almost kind of got too big too fast. And there was a little turmoil in that group. And I was actually one of the administrators of that group. So I was trying to, help, assist, contribute, put all this information out there. And through that turmoil, it became a little bit of drama, if you will, and it became a little bit too much for the original person who started it. So they started to shut down the page just to not have to deal with that. So when they began to do that, I actually got blocked out of it. And now I've got all this stuff that I just contributed, months and years of videos and pictures and posts and information, and I could no longer access it. So I'm never one of those people that's going to raise their hand and say, hey, there's a problem. You should do something about it. I'm going to raise my hand and say, there's a problem. I'm going to do something about it. And so what we did is I started another group to allow the people that were in that previous group to still communicate and still help each other out, because it was declining. They were removing people from the group as it was shutting down. And that's really how it got started. I actually had no intention whatsoever of starting my own group. It was just forced upon me. And then I just had that leadership style. So we took it by the reins. And I think we set it up now to where that can never happen again. I actually set Locksmith Nation up to where it's all voter based. There is a panel of admins. It's not just me. I am just one of the many people there. I believe we have 14 admins now, and my voice is just one of everybody else's. So I could walk away today, and the foundation and everything that we set up for that, it's designed to run on its own, and I feel 100% confident that I could walk away right now and it would run and flourish on its own.
Very cool. Very cool. I remember, man, I don't know if it was 3-ish or so years ago. We started to get like, customers we were talking to were being like, they kept referencing Locksmith Nation, and they're like, hey, someone posted this, we want to buy it. Can you get it? And we're all like, man, we don't know what you're talking about,
What is it?
So, yeah. And so that was kind of how I first found out about it, was just customers, who were interacting in it. And what type of total membership does it have around right now? Do you know?
Right now we're about 2,300 people, 2,300 people total. But it's the activity that is insane. I think at the very, very peak, when that group was in full force, and I'm not saying that it declined. I'm saying that there's a lot of different groups now, and I highly encourage everybody, be a part of all those groups and then see which one works for you the best. And that's where you should contribute your time. I never say that one or the other, one's better than the other. I highly encourage people go check out Locksmith Friends. I highly encourage people check all of them out, but at the peak, I think we had 29,000 comments, posts, gifts, reactions in a 30-day period. So that's almost 1,000 a day. And
that's a lot.
That's insane.
Absolutely. And yeah, I really think, in the day and age that we live in, right, connecting online to be able to have a support group for the people, who are, starting out, that don't have, they're in a more of a remote area, to be able to have a group of people to connect with, who do the same type of work as you do, is so important.
It is. It's me 10 years ago. Yeah. And that's who I'm doing it for. And that's why I set it up the way that we did. I want it to live past me. I want it to live past, anything that we do. And it's 100% free too. Never gonna charge membership fees. It's for the people. It's for the people. The people vote in the admins. We vote on the rules. There's no one person in charge. It's just a group and a community where everybody has a voice. Everybody can be heard. And that's just the way we like it. It's a rock solid community, and there's more information in that page than somebody could learn in 10 or 20 years. There's lifetimes and generations of information on that page.
Absolutely. Yeah. And definitely, it's really amazing and respectful for you to open that up to essentially decentralize it the way you have. So that's really awesome.
And it is a vetted page. I do want to put that out there. You do have to go through and answer some questions. If you're in a licensed state, you're going to have to do your licensing. And that's why we have so many admin. I have 2 dedicated admin over there that's all they do is they'll go on, like Texas's page or whoever's license page, and they'll actually verify they have an active license. Every now and then, maybe somebody gets in there that shouldn't, but everybody's volunteering their time. And I think that's what a lot of people don't realize. I support all the associations, all the ALOAs and local associations. Those are all great. But those people have jobs and they get paid to do that. And none of our admin team gets paid anything.
Sure.
It's all volunteer. It's all member based. And I think that's the beauty of it. And I think that's why it works so well, is because everybody works together and it's not, hey, my paycheck's bigger than yours, or, it's all contributions for what we can do for the love of the game.
Absolutely. Very cool. So, I'm kind of interested. So that's Wayne, the locksmith and, founder of Locksmith Nation. I'm really curious. What does Wayne Winton do for fun?
For fun, go check out my YouTube channel. We just did some really cool videos. We took out some pumpkins, shot them up with the AR-15, did some AR pumpkin carving. We shot at some safes, opened them up, blew them open with the shotgun and some slugs. That's one of my passions, is going out and going shooting, respecting the environment while we do so, teaching gun safety, that kind of stuff, to anybody that wants to join us or go out and do that kind of stuff, and being respectful of both the firearms and the land around it and everything we do, but also go and have fun while we do it. The other thing is I got a little rock crawler buggy. So we'll get out, we'll go do some rock crawling. Moab's pretty close. So we'll get out there and do some 4-wheeling and tear it up and have fun out there and go see this beautiful state. That's pretty much it. Go see the beauty.
Absolutely. So, I'm kind of curious, like, what is it, Aspen, Colorado, and it's embarrassing, but when I think of Aspen, Colorado, I think of course, skiing and the movie from when I was watching as a kid, Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber. Yep.
I don't,
I drive by that park where they shot the lake and the fire scene every day.
Really?
Yep. Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah. So, do you ski?
I don't.
Okay.
No, I don't really ski or do a whole bunch of stuff. Those are really the only 2 hobbies that I have. Other than that, we service the ski resorts. I've had to ride the ski lift for 45 minutes to go service a safe with a backpack freezing, and hope that I didn't forget one screwdriver back at the truck. So I have a 45-minute ride down and then back up. But no, it's just enjoying the beauty in the outdoors and the Jeep trails. There's a lot of stuff that people don't see, like the old mining roads, the old mining towns, mining ruins, stuff like that really catches my eye.
Good stuff. Well, yeah, Wayne, well, thank you so much for coming on and hanging out and chatting. Really do appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yep.
Anybody that wants to check out Locksmith Nation, just pull up your phone, go to Facebook, check out groups, type in Locksmith Nation. You'll have to answer a couple questions, submit some paperwork, and we'll have our admin team go ahead and check you out. And if you can, come on in. The water's fine. It's fun.
Good stuff. Yes. Yeah. Of course, I'm a member of it, and I've seen, been a part of it. I'm not as active as I should be on social media personally, but, I've definitely participated in a few conversations.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we appreciate those contributions. We want good quality content. We want, friendly interactions, and we just want to help people. That's what it's all about.
Good stuff, Wayne. Well, hey, thank you very much, and really appreciate it. And I guess we'll talk soon.
Perfect. Thank you for having me. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you later.
Well, I tell you what, that was a great conversation with Wayne Winton. I appreciate him coming on and chatting for a little bit. But I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below, and make sure you include the hashtag Lockboss to automatically get entered in to win one of 5 free prizes that we give away every week on Tuesday on YouTube. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.